Wait, I thought we were looking for the whammy. It's the case hitting Donruss baseball. Either way, let's have some fun with these. Let's do it. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. I know a lot of you out there are not going to like these unlicensed cards, but today we have some Donruss baseball blasters. These are the 2025 editions. These, although they say they have one autograph or mem card, you're pretty much going to get the mem in every blaster.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Looking for the silver and the gold die cuts. Can't really see through here, so let's take the wrapper off. Yeah, these are $24.99 at Meijer. That's where I picked these up from. I would imagine Target and Walmart, they're both $24.99. But I always like ripping Donruss. I know they don't have the license.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
As you can see here, it looks like the whammy is the case hit. But you can get a gold whammy out of 10. Looks like the base cards, 25 is the lowest number. You can get the 1 of 1 black finite in the optic insert. But again, these are unlicensed. So there are a ton of Hall of Famers, vets, past players. There are a few non-rookie players that are in this checklist. Aaron Judge, Bobby Witt Jr. Looks like we have a rocket emoji. Unlike football, you do get a handful of the rocket emojis per box, I believe. Looks like a Dylan Cruz there, the rated rookie. But yeah, I don't mind the look. I always have fun with Donruss. Oh, and it looks like we have something behind that rocket emoji. Let's see what we have here. Oh, it looks like we have a gold die cut.
I love gold.
We got a Darren Baker, and behind him looks like a Bubba Chandler. I think this is the gold die cut. So in our first pack, we have pulled a golden die cut out of 25. Weird looking die cut. If you look on the left, bottom left and upper right, kind of has these notches. So I'm a little unsure on, I guess, the design of the die cut, but we'll take it. And our first pack to get us going here. Put that off to the side. Got a Dion with our first optic, which I believe you do get one per pack. Bryce Cunningham, disco or the circle parallel, I believe. Nice looking insert. Yeah, I kind of like the look of this year's set so far. Not gonna lie. Colt Emerson there on the back. Yeah, I know a lot of you, again, do not like the unlicensed product. You know, there are a lot of shots where it just doesn't look right, but there are a lot of nice cards because it's at technically a lower price point. You know, you do get a lot of parallels, a lot of color. Take a look at the Bubba Chandler. Again, nice pull. Unsure about the die cut, but we'll definitely take it. With it being a rated prospect. First pack magic there. Yeah, we have pulled a lot of nice cards out of last year's Donruss. Opened a handful of the blasters, as you can see in the background there. Sebastian Wolcott out of 25. And then some of the inserts that you can pull out of here, like the Diamond Marvels, the Bomb Squads. We're lucky enough to pull a whammy, which I've not seen one of those yet. But moving on here, I do not like how every other card is upside down. Similar in a lot of football products that Panini puts out there. Got Jack Leiter, Adam Wainwright, Andrew Walters. The rated rookie looks like a Jacob Wilson with our red and blue parallel. Just a base. Rhett Lauder with the optic rated rookie. Robin Ventura. Is it orange laser? Bomb Squad David Ortiz. Hagen Smith on the back. Yeah, so again, I think the difference between something like this and your top Series 1 or Series 2 blasters, you just get a lot more, if you want to call it stuff. You get a couple parallels, you get a couple inserts in every pack. Now, the value of these cards, definitely much lower than, anything official. But, again, if you're ripping to have fun, as long as you're not going crazy with Donruss baseball, I always enjoy ripping a couple boxes every year. Even the hobby boxes, I think, are around 120 right now. So it depends on why you're ripping. If you're ripping to try to flip and make money, I would say stay away. Jace there. We'll take that, being a Tigers fan. Our Rocket emoji. We have a Theo Gillen. Alex Gordon with the optic. Pedro, the circles. Looks like we have a Diamond Marvels Kumar Rocker. Cool looking insert. Our prospects on the back, Brady House and a Susanna. Susanna. Take a look at the Pedro, the Theo Gillen rocket emoji. Again, I think you do get a handful of the rocket emojis per every blaster. Same thing with those circle or disco parallel optic inserts. I'm not sure if Donruss Baseball is going to have any mega boxes out. I haven't seen anything about them, but if you know anything about them, let me know down in the comments. I would assume they'd be coming out, shortly after the blasters, but who knows? Looks like a red and blue Kumar Rocker, rated rookie, rated prospect. Slade Caldwell with the red and blue. Jim Palmer, the optic. Carson Williams, the other optic insert. Owen Hall. Shot looks kind of goofy without any logos. Plain hat, plain jersey with just a Nike swoosh on it. But yeah, that is the downside to the unlicensed cards, whether it be baseball for Donruss or currently at the moment football and basketball cards with tops. I know that will be changing next year, but I have no idea what Panini is going to end up doing. But I don't think they're going to survive if they are making football, basketball, and baseball cards that are all unlicensed. Aaron Judge there. Got a Bobby Witt with our rocket emoji. We'll take that. Don Mattingly. Looks like a Cooper Pratt with our orange laser optic. Unleashed insert. Jackson Churio. Noble Meijer. Ethan Salas on the back. So yeah, if you rip tops, if you rip Bowman, you're going to recognize, kind of all the players in this set. And that's one of the cool things about this set is it is a nice mix of just kind of everything and everybody, but they are able to do that just because there are no everyday players in this checklist besides just a handful of them. It looks like we have our mem in this pack. Autos are hard to come by. A lot of times you will get the old Panini redemption points in place of an auto. But the jerseys look nice. James Wood there. Ryan Braun with our red and blue. Jimmy Rollins. Another Robin Ventura here. Yeah, the jerseys, they look nice. They are just not from any specific game or event. Looks like we have a Dalton Rushing Prospect Jersey Kings. I believe all of these are going to be the orange ice parallels, but again, they look nice, but it is just a napkin patch. There's Bryce Rayner there. Pop our mem card into a sleeve real quick. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. You know, I would almost rather take the Panini points just to kind of stash those away and pick up an auto. You know, whenever they put someone on their redemption list that either I collect or someone that I know collects. Because at the end of the day, most of these jersey cards, they're worth, you know, maybe $1 or $2. But yeah, Blaster Box number 1, not too bad, $25. Again, you do pull a lot of parallels. We were lucky enough to pull that gold die cut, which I do not think you are supposed to get a numbered card per box, but let's see if we can find one in here. Hopefully an autograph, because there are some nice players in the autograph checklist. Again, if you are a baseball collector, this is a very fun set. You know, I do look forward to ripping it every year. Again, I know a lot of you out there do not feel the same way, but we have a Connor Griffin, our rocket emoji, Mike Messina. Looks like another Connor Griffin, Diamond Marvels. Again, I like a lot of the inserts in here. Chase Dollander there on the back. But yeah, the value definitely does not hold on a lot of these cards. So it is what it is. But you do get some nice inserts, some nice parallels. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I know a lot of people will pick a box or two up just to, you know, just to see what they're about. Because at $25, you can't really go wrong. Another James Wood in there. Jake Peavy. Another Dion. Rhett Lauder, the rated rookie. And Austin Wells with the red and blue. Campaneris with the optic. Oh, we have a hollow. Carlos Beltran. And shots like that where you can't see the logo doesn't really make a difference. Luis Baez with our orange laser. Chris Davis. And whatever happened to Chris Davis? I know he signed that big contract in Baltimore and then from there pretty much just tanked. But I know he was sent down to the minors and had a few stints where, you know, it looked like he might have been back, but Orioles fans, what happened to him? Did you guys buy him out? I don't think he was traded. But yeah, I remember for a few years there, he was just cranking home runs. Got paid the big bucks, and then unfortunately wasn't the same. Got a Sammy Sosa here, the optic. Behind him, Jake Bloss. Nick York, the Diamond Marvels. Bubba Chandler on the back. It's almost all-star time. A couple games left as of recording this before the all-star break. Being a Tigers fan, definitely happy. Got a handful of guys representing and starting. Javi Baez being the biggest shocker of the group, but definitely a fun time for baseball fans with the Home Run Derby. It also means that the trade deadline is coming up here in a few weeks. So definitely a busy time in the baseball season where everyone's trying to tune up before the playoffs get here. Evan Carter there with our red and blue. Bradfield with the other one. Billy Martin with our optic. Brody Brecht. Cam Smith on the back there. I believe he is playing starting with the Astros. We were lucky enough to pull his SP rookie from a Series 2 Mega Box a couple videos ago. I think a bird just hit my window, if you could hear that. For some reason, I have a lot of birds outside my window. Hopefully the little fella's okay. We'll take a look after we wrap up here. Ramirez there with our rocket ship emoji. Greg Maddux with the optic. Another Carlos Beltran orange laser. Behind him, Bobby Witt Unleashed. Yeah, so definitely not going to go too crazy with these boxes, like I said before, but I think it's been a fun rip. I know in our last pack here, we either have our auto or the mem card. Most likely it is the mem, but we're all going to find out together. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Oh, I got Paul Skeens there with a blank hat. Let me know your thoughts. Are you picking these up? Have you picked them up? I know they've been out for a week or so. If so, what have you been pulling out of here? Aaron Judge optic. Terry Francona. And with our mem, it looks like a Griff O'Farrell. Pop him into a sleeve. Albert Pujols with the Elite Series. And that's going to do it. Grab a sleeve for this guy real quick. But I will sleeve up some of these cards, and we will go through everything that we were able to pull out of our two blaster boxes here.
Perfect.
All right, let's take a quick look. Kind of separated them into a couple piles here. Take a look at some of the inserts that you can pull. These are not all of them, but again, I like a lot of the inserts you can find in here. You do get the red and blue parallels, a handful of the rocket ship emojis, which if you do collect football, you are used to the rocket ships being one of the case hit parallels, not the case in Donruss baseball. Here's some of the optic parallels that we were able to pull. Again, you get the optic cards just because there is no standalone optic baseball set that comes out. So you do get a handful of the orange lasers, these circles. They all look really nice, but again, if you do not like the unlicensed products, you are not going to like these. A couple of our mem cards, not from any specific game or event. So they look nice, but not really anything to write home about. But we were able to pull this Bubba Chandler gold die cut out of 25. Awesome pull. I'm still confused on what they were thinking with this die cut. You know, it has some notches on opposite ends of it, but either way, great pull from one of these blasters. I had fun ripping these cards. You know, for 25 bucks, I don't think you can really go wrong if you are a baseball fan, but let me know your thoughts. Again, are you buying these? Are you staying away from them? If you've picked them up, what is your best pull? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button. It definitely does help with the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you have, it is much appreciated. And as always, good luck breaking.